We have really good art here. And I think when I first came back from UK, I did art history at school. And so when I came back, I was like, wow. So I think for me, there's something about also us appreciating what we have. I think we don't always appreciate what we have.
This episode is proudly supported by Orca.
And the episode would not be possible without your support. So kindly like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Lost in Lagos podcast.
Thank you.
Art has always been one of the clearest expressions of who we are, our history, our emotion, our theatre. But beyond expression, art also requires infrastructure, institutions, galleries, platforms, and long-term support.
And while for a long time Nigerian art existed with little to no institutional support that allowed creative sectors to scale and sustain themselves, in recent years we've begun to see the emergence of platforms, galleries, and national spaces that are reshaping what's possible.
So the question now becomes, how do we build long-lasting cultural infrastructure for Nigerian art and creativity? Our guest today is someone that does it all. Like I told Tanaz yesterday, the woman, the myth, the legend.
It's a pleasure to have Tola Akerele, the GM, and CEO of the National Arts Theatre, founder of iDesign and Soto Gallery, convener of Plus 234 Art Fair, author of the Orishi cookbook, and a good friend. Welcome. I know it's hard, but I have to ask, what's your favorite thing about being Tola Akerele? Because you wear many hats.
Oh my goodness, that's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to talk about how right now. I think now I'm in a different space. I'm still in the creative space, which is wonderful. But obviously, being in the theatre space is exciting. I have experience. I know people in the space, but I think the performing arts space is now like my new area. But of course, what's great about the work I'm doing now encompasses art. I mean, the exhibition space encompasses theatre and also just general creativity. So I don't have to choose too much. But the other day, I was actually with an old client, interior design client, and we were just talking about his new project. And I did think, oh, I miss this. I miss this. But I've got a great team who are kind of getting on with it, which is really wonderful. They're just sort of getting on with projects, which is great.
Yeah, and what do you think people misunderstand most about the creative sector, the Nigerian art and cultural sector? Because it's such an evolving sector, but its creativity in its definition is change, its evolution, and it's personal. So what do you think is the most misunderstood thing about
I think people
sector?
still look at creativity, arts and culture, some sort of thing that you kind of always like, it's always like a CSR thing, you know. It's something that's really powerful and really integral to who we are as Nigerians. And I think even like working in government now, I think that, you know, people are like, oh yes, you know, they really kind of pay credence to it, but it does need to be funded for it to really flourish as it should.
Right.
When you look at other sort of, you know, countries where, let's say, government have put the money behind it, you've seen real growth. So I think it needs to be taken, even though people know it's important, it needs to be taken really seriously. This is like a real engine for growth amongst the youth, you know, economically. We just saw, I just now came from representing the minister to give Funke Akindele an award. Her film was 2.6 billion. So she won the biggest grossing film of last year. And that's, I mean, she's really hardworking. But I think that just creating that enabling environment so people can actually flourish, I think is where we need to be now. Because I mean, Nigerians are so resourceful. They're just moving.
Right.
But I think government needs to put those infrastructures in place. I mean, I'm talking about government, but I know I'm government now. So, but yeah, and I think the minister we have now really understands that.
Right.
And she's really sort of ensuring that, you know, we have good IP policies, things that can really catapult industry and create sustainable careers. So I think
Absolutely.
people need to realize that you can actually make a career from it. It's changed. It's not
Exactly.
like before when you're
Exactly.
like, I don't want my son to be a musician, or, you know, I don't want my son to be an artist. You know, people are actually doing really
Yeah.
well and really, you know, surviving and sustaining themselves. So we need to actually encourage it.
And flourishing.
Yeah,
I
flourishing,
think,
really, really flourishing.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
like,
underestimate the value.
the value and the power, I
Yeah.
think, of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you spoke about government and infrastructure. So I think I represent a segment of our audience that maybe is new into like the policy, regulation, institution part of it, but we come with like a lot of heart and value in the work, and like we dedicate ourselves to the craft. So I think my question is, for young artists and creators listening that's thinking that they can do it all by themselves, how important are institutions like yours and platforms like yours in ensuring that they don't do this alone? And what's being done to ensure that arts becomes a sustainable industry rather than like individual creative output?
So what are we doing for the next episode?
So we're inviting someone that's very big in tech. He
No, I
controls.
don't like it. I don't like it. I want someone big.
So people are going to love it. Let's give them what they want.
I want someone big.
What about someone in lifestyle?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Culture?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
How may I
ma'am.
help you?
Sorry, ma'am, but you can't be here, ma'am.
Why?
Because this is Okamon showroom.
Do you not know who I am?
I don't have an idea of who you are, but I'm so sorry you can't be here, ma'am.
I can't believe it. Fine, Elvis, let's go.
Yeah, so I think everyone just kind of thinks, let me just get on with it. But there will come a time when you need that infrastructure in place. For instance, when you're doing your gallery, you're doing an art fair in another country, and you're bringing your works back to Nigeria. There's always tax and stuff on it, so you need the government to actually say, no, these guys are taking work out, they're bringing the works back in. There's so many things that government can do. And then in terms of IP, I mean, how do you understand the value of your work? How do you not get cheated, or how do you? So many people have been doing great music, but they don't own their rights to their music.
Right, yeah.
And so there are issues around that which government can really clarify and give training on and give clarity to, which is transformational. So I think there's a point where you can start on your own, but if you want to get to kind of in the big league,
scale up,
I think you then need to really understand what government can do for you. And people need to kind of come together and actually lobby government as well. Because I think the issues that surround groups of industries within the creative sector. So you can actually come and say, you know what, we actually need government to do this for us. And the other day I was an interior designer, I was on the panel, and there was talk about all the trees being taken to China, and the people who are actually doing production in Nigeria don't have access to wood. And that can be something where government can come in and say, actually, no, there's a policy where, the wood can't be taken out. And Nigerians have first choice or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's some. So so I think there's some things that infrastructure in the government. That's what government's meant to do. The infrastructure and the enabling environment to make sure that you can do that. And then maybe access to markets as well can also be helpful. We were in Abu Dhabi, November. We were able to organize 6 galleries to go to Abu Dhabi. And how did that happen? Government to government agreements. Abu Dhabi government and Nigerian government had an understanding where they would help with art and crafts and music. And so that allowed the galleries to come to Abu Dhabi and showcase Nigerian art. So we had this amazing situation where we had there was one gallery that actually funded themselves, but there were 7 galleries in the middle of Abu Dhabi art, showcasing Nigerian art, and the government allowed that to happen. Obviously, a sponsor came on board to support as well. TÜV, the Sahel Okumbo Foundation also supported, but it means because of that relationship, I mean, they could go in, they had hotels to stay in for free. There was some concessions because of the government to government partnership.
Agreement, yeah.
So there's some things. So that really helped a lot.
Yeah.
So now people know, okay, they have a voice in the Middle East. They can see what Nigerian artists, galleries can go there, talk to potential clients. It's a new market. So government is important.
I think we underestimate the role government plays in enabling the arts. We had a conversation with another guest about government enabling tech. So I think it's important to not undervalue, and it's easy to always blame government. They become a scapegoat. So it's easy to blame, but we shouldn't underestimate the actual work that's being done in the background. But in your private life, I think you're also doing a lot in enabling, creating that enabling environment through initiatives like +234 Art Fair with your Soto Gallery. Why did you decide to even create that space, to create that platform for artists. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Plus 234 was actually something we started a while ago. Actually started through my design business, because when we did part of our design philosophy, iDesign, is actually making sure there's, it's like an Afro modern. So we always want to use art. Art is a great expression to bring art into Nigerian art into a space, Nigerian expression into a space. So we use art a lot. And I'd always work with the bigger artists. People were like, oh, this is like, we want to see the younger artists. Where are they? What are they doing? And so that's how it started. But of course, working in a gallery, people have needs. We're working for artists who are across the country, and a lot of them have friends who just don't have a chance. How many galleries can actually showcase all the artists in Nigeria's works?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're an emerging artist, they're not always interested in you. Mid-career, maybe later when you've got a name, they'll showcase you. So I think the platform has now become a voice for those who are in Maduguri or in Kogi or in,
They're waiting to be discovered.
Where to be discovered.
Yeah.
So it's very inclusive. It's for the emerging artists. So this year's theme was inclusivity, because we believe in the national call. We do a call normally, but we just felt that maybe not everyone would see the call. So we actually went on the road. We went to 17 states.
That's crazy.
And actually looked for artists in sort of underserved communities. And it's exactly what we thought. People were like, sometimes there's a bit of fear to kind of send stuff to Lagos, but they want the platform. But it's like, they want the platform, but they're scared. So I think when we actually there, we said, actually, no, it's okay, it's fine. And we'd met people who'd done it before, who were like, my practice has changed. I feel more confident. When people bought my works, made me realize I'm actually on the right track. A lot of them are on the verge of giving up on art because it's hard.
It is.
Your parents tell you, "What are you doing art?" And so it's really an opportunity. It's very hard to put on the show because it's quite a big production.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like, even now it's next week. I'm like, so much to do. But I think once you hear the impact, I think I'm actually going to do a proper impact report. It's 3 years now, and really get the stories out and how people are actually growing. Yeah, so it's very important. I think it's so important. There's such a need, and this year we've got Kumbioni, who's from the Museum of Modern Art in New York, who's coming and doing workshops with with the artists. Only the artists in the fair, because you've got to the fair. So how do we develop you even more now that we're there? Normally we'd kind of open up to everyone. We thought actually people that have got in, let's and we get over 1,500 people applying.
Wow.
So and we only end up taking maybe 300 because it's also a curated show.
Yeah.
So and then people ask, what can I do to get in? So this year we did some speaking, giving them tips, I guess, or not tips, maybe guidance. Thank you, that's the word. Guidance on what we're looking for, and and how to really kind of deepen your practice and think about your own original stories and not looking at what other people are doing. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah,
there's a lot of work.
It's not a small undertaking at all. And you said you went to different states this year. What surprised you the most, or what did you not expect from one of these places that you went to? Or what surprised you the most? I'm sure there are certain areas that you would never expect to discover promising artists.
I think when they went to, I didn't go on all the trips, unfortunately, but I think in the north there were so many people who are really amazing artists, but just that kind of the desire to be seen and known, but not having the opportunity. It was just the same story everywhere you went. They want to do it, but there's no way to do it, where they are. Everything is in Lagos, that kind of thing, feeling that it's so far away from where I am. It's all in Lagos. So I think that was a bit of an eye-opener. And also the fact that, it's the fear of also little things like if your works, getting your works back, and the cost of selling your works.
Right.
So we partnered with GIG to support in terms of logistics of maybe some of the artworks. Everyone gets to kind of, we do all the stretching of all the works that come just to make it less. So when people get their works rolled up, so we can actually make it easier, less cost effective to transport. Right. And then we obviously do all the framing and stretching for all the, for the artists. And this is 700 works. So you can imagine it's a real production.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
National cultural institutions like the National Arts Theatre carry a symbolic and practical importance? Because I know historically there were incredible shows. I mean, I hear stories of how, performers would come up from under the stage, and there was a long period where that kind of just died down. It almost like went underground, not to use that reference, but what role should the national institutions play in strengthening and bringing back these cultural and creative areas of the sector? Like, how are you encouraging that environment for theatre?
So I think it's important to understand the context of when it was built for Festac. Everyone knows what Festac is. It's an amazing festival of 17,000 people from Black diaspora and from Brazil to America to Europe, and obviously it was also culture was used for unification. It was also post-Biafra War. So people wanted to kind of unite, and we just found oil, so we were incredibly rich country then. So I think it was like, obviously the building, National Theatre is actually based in a building in Bulgaria. So I think one of the journalists went to Bulgaria, saw this building, well, have that in Lagos. It's like 5 times the size. And obviously they had Festac in Senegal in 1966. So it was like the second, actually, Black African festival.
Oh, I see. So Festac doesn't come from the name of the area; it was adopted.
No, that area was. They built that for the people that came. That Festac village was built for people that came for
festival.
Festac.
Wow.
That area was actually, they built accommodation for them.
Wow.
That's how Festac came about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was the first one in Senegal in 1966. This is the second one. But of course, Nigerians being Nigerians, we're like, we're going to make it big, bold, and they put a lot of money behind it. And I think, somebody said about the military government then, they were young, they were exposed, they were, some of them were, a lot of them were at Sandhurst, So they put a lot of money behind these buildings. So when you look at the airport and you look at, the International Centre, you see a lot of echoes of the artwork and the quality of the artists at that time. So it was a very exciting time. There's loads of money, and obviously after Festac, a little bit of programming was still going on. But I think what happened was that obviously the government moved from Lagos to Abuja. That's one of the things. And then also these things need to be funded.
Right.
That building is a dinosaur building. I mean, I work in that building. It's 23,000 square meters.
Wow.
It needs to be properly maintained. And so over the years, lack of funding, you have to be really intentional about how you make, it's not like a house. It's a proper, it's a huge space with grounds, hectares around it. So that wasn't there. The government didn't have that intentionality. So I think what happened in the last 5 years is obviously the Bankers Committee, and CBN did a PPP with the ministry, public-private partnership with them, to revive the building. And they actually want to do more I think they will still do more, like do some creative hubs around the theatre.
Around the space,
and there will sort of be like a synergy between the two. So I mean, when you look globally, you find that governments support the arts. Nigeria is a bit of a different model because government it's difficult time now, and the funding is not always available. So the private sector coming in to support and restore, and ensuring it's sustainable and it's efficient. Is important, and even the way it's managed now, it's going to be managed by a company that will focus on that purely. My role is really around the kind of the cultural programming there. So I feel that even with the cultural programming, it's all about partnerships. So a lot of my work is reaching out to private sector about we have a big musical coming up soon. We have an Easter opera coming up. We have the animation festival coming up. So a lot of this work is funded by just having partners who kind of align with the vision of what we're trying to do and understand the importance of programming. So
it's I am so excited.
Yeah.
And the institutions like TerraCulture who have kind of helped.
They've done
the
so well.
groundwork,
set the foundation
the groundwork
for theatre.
Yes.
I've been to some incredible shows at TerraCulture, and it breaks my heart to think that it's only that little space that only a few people get to see it.
That's the thing. She's done, so well. I mean, we did a production which the theatre wasn't open last year, and it's like we did it at Terra Culture because we weren't open, right? But it's so nice to be able to take it to a much bigger space and have more families see the show, And I think Bolale's done so well. For years she's been sort of holding up.
She's like the godmother of
I know,
the
performing
theatre,
arts. So she's just incredible. And of course, we want to work with her and bring a lot of her things to the National Theatre. So it's exciting, I hope, for the industry in general. And I think one of the things I'd say is a lot of it is collaboration. I mean, we work with production companies who are already existing. We want to just, we can get the funding that's required because we're national theatre. And so so a lot of the stuff we do is with the people that are doing good work already, just supporting the work.
Right.
So I'm gonna draw you back a little to what you said before, and also be a voice of my generation, if I may. So I know that the question that is around, like, in the heads of many creatives now is funding.
Funding is a big
it's a big
funding
conversation.
Is a big one. I don't think that conversation will end anytime soon. It's just
Okay, so I know, like, globally, the Nigerian creative sector has demonstrated, like, big influence, music, film, like music, art. But there's still a lot of unrealized potential, especially like in structure and in investment. So we spoke about, like, even getting support from private sectors. I just want you to just maybe share more light on that. Are there any kinds of funding available? And is Nigeria, you think Nigeria is fully interested in investing in this creative ecosystem?
So I think, it would speak globally. Funding is a challenge globally. It's not even, I went to I was speaking at the International Performing Arts Conference in New York, and the theme was resilience. that was the theme for the whole conference. Everyone was talking, every country was talking about, because obviously in the US funding has been cut, in the UK, it's everywhere. The funding in the creative sector has been cut because of defense budgets or whatever is happening. So how are we surviving in this industry? So it's an ongoing thing, actually, which is just, it's a bit sad, but you just have to, like, get on with it, And so, and a lot of my time is spent just meeting partners and just getting them to align with what I want to do. And I always ask, I also don't waste time on it. I don't force people to align to kind of come on board because I'm doing this wonderful thing. I ask them, what are your goals? What are you doing? I think that's the approach as well. What are you doing? What are your goals? And how can we work together to achieve your goals? Is it a bank? Is it whatever you're doing? And you have to be creative about how you get funding. You have to kind of, almost sort of understand where they're coming from as well, and pitch an idea that would work for both of you. So I don't think that way of, like, I'm doing this amazing thing, give me money. I don't think that really works anymore. So I think you have to be, and there are lots of young companies coming up who do want to be part of what's happening creatively. They might not be in the creative industry themselves, but they have an appreciation and understanding of the potential. I was talking to one of the banks the other day, and he was like, you know what, this fair you want to go to, let's see how we can, you're going to go and, like, sell art, right? Let's see if we can give you something beforehand, and we can, when you sell the art, we can da-da-da. And he was thinking creatively, and he wants to, he's not thinking, I'm just going to dash you money and that'll be it, So I think people are also looking at ways of, and even some of the performances, they're like, you know what, you're going to charge for seats, right? So once that happens, maybe we can, so you have to be,
creative.
Think out of, you have to be creative with your creative work. You know what I mean? Creative funding, your creative work. I remember even when we did, Bogabri was so many years ago. I remember when we did, we're not, it's when I set it up, 2003, and my business partner then, Trike, was in the art space. He'd been there longer than me. I came back to Nigeria. He was running a gallery called Nimbus, and we were trying to open up this boutique hotel, cultural hub, and we went to meet, I think it was First Marina, and we actually got a loan based on the art. The art was the collateral, and that was over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when we started operating, we paid the loan back and we got our art back. So that was a long time ago, but then that was, we had to kind of think, how can we get money when people don't know what we're really doing? And it wasn't like now where creative industry is really hot and everyone's talking about it, and it was very rare,
The art industry is not new. So, if you look back at some of the art that's high valued right now internationally in museums and things like that, they've been there for many, many years. It's only now that there's an appreciation for that art, and now we can see with the Benin Museum and
MOA,
where they're bringing art back that belongs to Nigeria. So it's well, that's a whole
they are bringing
nother-
some back. That's a whole other thing.
some
but
back, some back. But there's a lot of discussions around who owns what, and I think that can be a
Ownership.
whole nother conversation in itself. But looking at the impact art has on society, you said there's a lot of funding being cut worldwide on in the creative sector and art specifically. What is that how is that going to affect
The future
of our culture? Or how does that affect society? Because we don't realize the impact art has on
the very fabric of like.
Oh, I think just I think art does so much. One of the conversations we're having is even art as therapy. In terms of just the people who are using art in hospitals and wellness, kids who have special needs. It's such a huge area. So like discussing that. So art is, you can't do, and it's uplifting. And I always say to people, like, come ask me, oh, I want to buy a piece of art. Who should I buy? I'm like, just if it's not
to connect.
just connect with the work. If you connect, that's good enough. Because the joy you'll get every day from just seeing that work in your house is invaluable.
Right.
I mean, usually art appreciates it over time. But if you're going to spend $10,000, then maybe we can talk about who you should invest in. But if it's not, just buy what you like, and don't overthink it,
what brings you joy.
That brings you joy. Because it is, I mean, I sit in my house and there's a piece I've had up on the walls for years. And I just look at it, I still feel so happy when I see it every day. So when I open my front door, I feel good, So I just think there's a lot of value that art brings. But when we think about the cuts, but I think the power of also like social media now, people are connecting directly with their audiences also, people that like art, and there's a lot of transactions happening online as well.
Okay.
So you have to be, again, just, this is your craft, this is your thing. You have to think about how you can, get out there. Obviously, galleries do a lot of the work. Plus 234 is non-conventional because most fairs are by galleries.
Right.
This is like for artists. And so, but the idea is that galleries can come and actually pick up artists.
Right.
Yeah. So
represent them.
Yeah, and represent them and take them to the next level. This is just the platform. This is the starting point, right? So, and the artists themselves can, they can speak to the audience and find out what people like, and just have that engagement and tell their stories through their work and deepen people's understanding of what they're actually doing. When you have someone in the room, you can actually speak to them about. So art is really, really powerful. So I don't think it's going to die out anytime soon.
No,
because like we're talking about resilience or it's just going to go, but it might morph into a different way of sustaining it.
Yeah, there's such a wide range of art. Like you have the Picassos and the Mona Lisas, who, like the value that people put into that art. Yeah. But then you have, you want to study ballet? Oh, go study something serious. Go be a lawyer. You know. And so the value we put into art is only in retrospect. It's so like, after they become famous, we're like, okay, that's valuable.
Exactly.
We don't invest in building up the early stages, which I think is what you're doing with the Plus 234 Fair. My family and I love coming to it. My son just loves it. Like he loves wandering around. They love like doing art, making art, but even like the children's gallery, being able to see that, even kids make money from art, and they make a lot of money, by the way. I need to get my son back on his.
Yes, I think another thing for me that I realized, I think we have really good art here. And I think when I first came back from the UK, I did art history at school. And so when I came back, I was like, wow. So I think for me, there's something about also us appreciating what we have. I think we don't always appreciate what we have. Normally someone from the outside that will kind of say, oh, that's amazing. We're like, oh, yeah, okay, it's nice. So we need to really value culture, heritage, all the things that we have. So I think we have to start there.
So I just want to ask, are there maybe specific programs or platforms for women in art that maybe you might want to name drop for people listening?
So we're definitely having, for June Plus 2, for the last day, it's actually Women's Day, 8th of March. So we do have a session on female artists and why they're sort of like underrepresented. I think a lot of when we try and do an exhibition on female artists, you actually find it hard to find female.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of female
Interesting.
artists.
Yeah, no, I mean compared to male artists,
Okay.
because female artists over the years kind of like drop off, then get married, they have kids,
Yeah.
so they actually need to be properly supported,
Sure.
maybe through materials. So yeah, it's interesting, but they actually. One of the girls that works at Universal Studios and National Theatre, there's like an artist village there, Mary. She's an artist. She's pregnant. She's painting, at the moment. And I was like, how do you keep up your art practice? So you've got a kid, you're pregnant now. And she goes, our husband is so supportive. He's also creative. He's into fashion as well. But a lot of the times it's like when you're a female artist. And you get, people are like, well, we need to pay the bills. Art is not always that, it takes time.
Consistent, yeah.
So I think, so you do find that, when they succeed, most of our artists in Nigeria that are successful are actually female.
Right.
So once you give the support, they actually thrive amazingly well, because they're committed, they're dedicated. I'm not saying male artists are not committed, but female artists, they do so well, right? So, but at some point, you do find that they drop off.
Yeah, there was a lady that I had met once at one of these like international bazaars, and she was selling artwork that was like kind of like threaded, like spun threads, and I couldn't even begin to understand how she got the idea of doing it. But she was doing it with her 6 children, so they were doing it all together.
Wow,
and it was incredible.
so amazing.
So my sister actually even just kind of like adopted her and represented her and started helping her sell her
Amazing.
art. And that's what she was using to survive.
Wow.
That was her way. She would go to these different international fairs, local, like the women's bazaars, all these little bazaars,
Amazing.
and just sell her work, not realizing the value of what she was selling. And it was only when we were like, we need to help this woman get more recognition.
Yeah.
She's so talented, her and her children. And she ended up buying land for herself.
Oh,
but we don't
amazing.
realize how much art has impacted women who are trying to survive on their own with their children. You can actually make a living from it if you have the right channels.
The right support.
Exactly.
I think also, think about women, especially when they're anything of household economics. If a woman is able to earn, she can actually train her children. She can, obviously men do that as well, but that focus is really there, and it kind of transfers. She can actually educate. You can make changes in the home. If you're being handed money, there's always restriction to what you can do. But if you're earning yourself, you have a voice. You have a voice to help things around. You have a voice.
Independence.
Have a bit of independence. So it's really, really important. And and it's just the access to market. It's just the opportunity to be able to meet someone that can help you, or you have somewhere where you can sell, and that's how it starts, right? And so that's what the platform's about. That you just have this is the first platform. Obviously, eventually they'll go on and maybe go to ArtX and sell for millions there, but this is the starting point, right?
Yeah.
And it will go internationally, or galleries will take them out. But and that's why we try and feature as many artists. After 3 years, we say you can't do it anymore. If you've been to the fair for 3 years, after 3 years,
give
you're
other
pretty
people a
much
chance.
give other people a chance. You're pretty There's one artist I'm like, you're really popular now. What are you doing? Going exhibiting again? I can't understand, but his works always sell, so it's just easy, So yes, we have to give other people room to come in.
Yeah, and looking at the art ecosystem in Nigeria, it is huge. It is actually, we should not underestimate how big it is. You mentioned Artex, and there's Plus 234 for the emerging artists, and there's so many art galleries.
So many.
And art events, and there's a lot of appreciation for the arts in Nigeria.
Which is great.
Now, I think
Which is
maybe in the
wonderful.
past maybe 10 years, it's really skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see the National Theatre kind of catch up with that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what can we expect in the
So
next
I think,
few months?
next, I think I've mentioned a few things that are coming up. We
Yes.
have our Easter Opera coming up in a month's time. We have, we have.
What does that mean, an Easter opera?
So we have a production called Disloyal Judas.
Okay.
So it's a story of the relationship between, it's contemporary interpretation basically.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of music. It's done by Segun Adefina, who's quite a well-known personality in the theatre, world of theatre.
Okay.
He's amazing. He's been there for a long time, just holding up years helping kids and communities and just bringing up theatre generally. So he's doing that. And then I think I mentioned about we have the animation thing coming up. We have I was with Lola Shanae, if I can say this, but we're doing a production of Baba Segi's Wives.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah.
So that we did a giveaway of
that's
some
like
books.
I don't know if I should.
We were giving
it's
away
actually
the
a
book
popular.
recently.
So we're
but
doing a
Just-
production of that later
how
on in the year.
exciting!
I'm
And then
very
we'll also
interested
be
in
doing
that
a
project,
creation
but-
of Tales by Moonlight, which is something that a lot of people grew up on.
Okay.
It's a story kind of
Yeah.
under the tree, yeah. And then the big thing that's I think coming up is the musical on the 30th of May. I Wish. That's like it's a family show. It's a story. The music is amazing in it.
Wow.
There's music, dancing. It's kind of I would say Afro future kind of
Fusion,
production,
yeah.
So yes, that's what everyone should come to. Definitely, that's like
I wish.
I wish. Yeah, I wish.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I look forward to when I go to London or New
Yeah.
York to go to these shows.
Absolutely.
And it's been like, oh, when are they going to do it? I remember
Absolutely.
when the Fella show came out from the Broadway and they played it at Echo Hotel. I was like, this should be on a proper stage and this should be owned by, this should be what people come to Nigeria to
For,
watch.
yeah.
Absolutely. So
Not go to New York and London to watch. I mean, it was incredible.
Absolutely. So that's what we want to do. And they're also working with also a lot of international cultural institutions to bring shows in as
Okay.
well. One of the things we're doing is the contemporary circus, trying to do more of
Oh.
that. Yeah. It's
Lovely.
another
That's
project.
cool.
Yeah.
No, we're
That's-
really excited. But
Yeah.
thank
so
you so much.
there's a
yeah.
taste of what's coming up.
Thank you
Our
for,
art
for
issue is going to
doing
be very
yeah.
full.
For,
So our website's coming up soon, so you'll be able to see more on there. They're also starting the drumming circle. We're going to have a drum on Saturday morning on the grounds of National Theatre. You can come and do that with Wura Samba.
Oh,
and
I
looking
love
at the
that.
Samba drum, because it's one of like
Okay.
the oldest drums in Nigeria and it's like dying. So we're
Yeah.
going to, so it's kind of like it's culture. I mean, drumming is like one of our oldest traditions, right?
Yeah.
So you can come and drum, and it's also a way to like stress reliever. It's a community thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to start doing the drumming circle quite soon as well.
Amazing.
So lots of little like fun stuff, So I love the kind of come up with a different concept. So yeah,
Well, I think everyone needs to be following
Yeah.
you and what you're doing, but also the National Theatre to see the shows that are coming up. And it's very exciting. And now accessibility also, because I think people are like, oh, it's in Surulere. And sorry, is it in Surulere?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, did I get it? So there's the train that goes straight to
Goes straight
the National Theatre. And makes it more accessible.
Accessible,
So
yeah.
Absolutely.
it doesn't feel so far away.
Absolutely. And when it was built because it was sort of 15 minutes from the mainland and the island.
Right.
So it is like in the middle.
Very
It's
central,
very
yeah.
central. And the train coming in now is amazing. And the train's lovely. It's really nice.
Yeah.
You go on the train, there's a lagoon on one side. It's like
It's pretty.
I'm in London for a minute,
London wish.
London, thank you. Yeah, so that's really good. I think also working with the transportation, Lagos is Lamata. So working with them, they're trying to even do more train lines coming in and bus routes and things like that. So they're really on it in terms of making sure that is a hub that you can get to quite easily.
And it'll even like help the surrounding areas
Absolutely.
grow
Like
and
boom, businesses,
flourish.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think obviously Lagos State are really invested as well. They're also part of the renovation, so they will also want to see the area flourish. And so I think once the road has been done, there'll be more cleaning and tidying up of the area as well. So people do have a little like, but it is fine. It is safe. You can get there quite easily. I go there most days, and from my house, it's literally 15 minutes
Yeah.
max. Yeah.
I mean, we're so used to just the island
I
and
know.
staying in our
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bubbles.
yeah.
And I think this pushes exposure of Lagos beyond
More,
just these
yeah.
Absolutely.
bubbled areas. And there's so much happening in those areas that we don't really give enough attention to. So I think this will allow that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I might have some of your chai.
Yeah, absolutely.
please.
Sure. Going to cheers.
Yeah, we can. Cheers.
Oh yes, cheers. 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 Thank you
Seeing it
guys.
for the 1st
I'm really,
time.
honestly,
I
am-
know, right?
Yeah.
We're talking
God,
so
I-
weird. I haven't seen you before.
No.
Speaking for like so long, like, on WhatsApp and
true.
stuff. Yeah.
I get lost in Lagos. Lost in Lagos. Feel the fire, feel the flame.